On the show.
1 minute.
Good afternoon and welcome back to season 5, episode 2 of your Leaders Only digital show and podcast. I'm your host, Kendall.
And I am Zaman.
And today, man, we are brought to you here by What It Changed Mentoring Inc. and Tone Drone. We're excited to be back today, man. As always, we're going to be talking about the homelessness in the United States and in the DMV particular area. We always ask that you invite your friends and have a watch party. Check us out, man, on the Leaders Only show. We always ask that you bring good energy. We ask that you subscribe, like, comment, click the bell. And if you can't catch us on our live streaming, you can always catch us replay, hit pound replay in the comments, you know.
Yes, indeed. So today, as my brother said, we're going to be talking about the United States, which is set to break a new record for homeless people, within more than 500,000 people living in the United States this year that are homeless on the streets. The United States will probably reach and pass the 2023 estimate, which was 653,000 homeless people. And it's the highest number since the government began sharing such numbers and data since 2007 when they started. Contributing to the most recent rise are migrants who have been bused by Texas to cities such as Chicago, Denver, and even here in the DMV. I've definitely seen it. Large numbers of migrants have also arrived in New York City, increasing the numbers from last year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, numbers continue to rise always. It's not just migrants adding to the expected record since the end of the aid during the pandemic. Rising house prices and rents have forced people out of their homes. Other issues spurring the numbers include crisis of mental health and fentanyl. Last year, the United States set a new record for chronic homeless, which includes disabled people of consistently are unhoused.
All right. So the cities that reported increases in homelessness include Boston, Seattle, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Miami. Since we're in the DMV, we want to touch on the DMV and talk about the increase in homelessness in our area and some of the experiences that we've had with homelessness.
Homelessness increased in Washington, D.C. by 14% over 2023. According to this year's point in time count results released in May, homelessness is up 12% across the region. A notable trend is in this year's data is that when compared against other age groups, the greatest share of single adults experiencing homeless in Washington, D.C. region were above the age of 55. This is the line with national trends, making up nearly half of all unhoused people. Let me say that again. Which is nationally trends, making up nearly half of all unhoused people. So, with that being said, man, we have a special guest today. We want to welcome Brother David Davis, who works in the outreach and tell us a little bit about what he has going on from his perspective, what he does, and how he sees the homelessness in Washington, D.C. What's up, Mr. Dave?
What's up,
How
gentlemen?
you, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Welcome.
Peace.
Appreciate it, man. Peace
No
and
problem.
blessings to you, brothers. Wow, it's amazing, man. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your podcast, man.
Take this mic for the day.
You know,
Give me that.
yeah, man, this is something that's close to me. You know, I do a lot of outreach. I'm a director for a local church, but moreover, I deal with kids. I deal with an organization that deals with drugs, guns, violence, human trafficking, and homelessness. And the numbers are phenomenal, man. And people just don't understand that this is an epidemic, man. It's now getting ready to be a pandemic if we don't solve it really quick. Just like you said, 12.6% in 2023.
Right.
The district is homeless, which is amazing. But we live in the district, right, which is supposed to be the nation's capital, where we're dealing with finance and economic empowerment. But you know that 16.6% of the people living in the District of Columbia are living right there on the poverty line or even underneath of it. So you know that that's going to increase the numbers dramatically, because what are people going to do, man? They ain't got no money, they ain't got no place to live. And if they ain't got no place to live, where they going to go?
Right.
And the sad part of it is, and I think the government really tries to keep those numbers down. Like y'all did an amazing job bringing the numbers out, but they're only dealing with people who don't have a fixed residence. They're not dealing with the people that literally live on the street. They're just taking the numbers of people who don't have a fixed residence. So
Right.
if I don't have a fixed address, then yeah, I'll fall in that category. But what about the ones that don't even report it? So those numbers are dramatically higher than what they're reporting. So DC said they had 8,000 last year. I beg to differ, because I go out and I pass out hygiene kits. And you know, now that the weather's changing, we're getting ready to start handing out emergency blankets, underwear, socks, hats, gloves, jackets to those who are homeless. And I can tell you, man, we run out of 800 in a week. And if you do that, you do the math, there's like 4 months of cold weather. 800 a week, 4 weeks in a month, that's 3,200, right? So you do that by 4, you're already over that 8,000.
Right.
You're already over it. So those numbers the government is telling you, straight up, man, they're false.
Yeah.
They're false, man. And it's not going to get any better.
So my question is, what when you say it's not going to get any better, what do you think the reason is, though?
You know, there's two things. It's spiritual and it's economic. You know, people on a spiritual level, basically, man, if I could take it all the way back, man, I am my brother's keeper, right? That's what I'm supposed to be, right?
Right.
So most people don't have that concept, so they could care less if somebody's disenfranchised.
Right.
So, but on an economic standpoint, man, we're not empowering our people to be economically coming up so that they can survive.
Right.
So you got it on two sides, economically and spiritually.
Yeah. You got a question, bro?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out the right question, but I would just try to figure out like what would help people like adults see, because when we talk about homelessness, I mean, I always try to figure out what got them there. So that's an important question to me. Like, I don't know how it feels to not have family or have somebody who cares about me enough to go somewhere, and I'm always going to have at least a place to lay my head. I really don't know how that feels. I do remember living in my car for 2 years and being homeless in the sense of chasing a goal and having a dream. So I was able to have the mental fortitude to go through that because it was a choice. But I always wonder, like, what got people to there? I've seen, numerous stories. But even without being homeless, the two things that you said, as far as spirituality and, I mean, literally financial literacy, that is a big problem just plaguing us, even if you have a home and you living on that poverty line. So my question is not more so to you, it's just more so to people that are homeless. What got you to the point of not being able to reach out to nobody before, you be in a crisis? Because I feel like the government, that's way down the list on what the government wants to take care of, any politician.
Well, you know what? I can probably jump in a little bit second. Personally, I was homeless. And what happened to me is I got divorced, and I fell on some hard times, and spiritually bankrupt, and then low self-esteem and all that started kicking in, and I just basically dropped out of society, right? And it wasn't until I had a spiritual awakening where I had to, get back up and get back up, man.
Right.
Because the God of my understanding say, I don't deal with nobody laying down. And I need you to stand up. So I mean, I had that awakening, but I got back into this field, and I talked to brothers, and sisters, and when I tell people, man, there's a lot of people out there that got PhDs, master degrees, and this, that, and basically they've done the same thing I did. They fell out of society. They just fell off. And when you fall off, man, it's like if you don't have somebody that you could go to, that you could lean on, man, you just be out there. You just be out there.
Yeah.
So to piggyback, the little bit of research I was doing on this, and a couple of people that I know that goes through that's homeless, they live on a day-to-day, room-to-room type basis. I mean, a lot of it, and as I hear stories, it mostly come from what you putting out. Sometimes a lot of people struggle off of, like you said, some type of trauma, some type of dramatic situation caused it. Give you it could be you in the military. I know a lot of military guys that go over with when they go from overseas and come back. I deal with the military a lot with our company, and you hear the stories on that too. So it could be. I hear a lot of people suffer from drug addictions that just give it all away for drugs, so they wound up homeless because of their decisions. So it's all about your decisions. To me, how I think, from my perspective, it's a lot of decision making, man. Because I truly believe everybody has somebody that loves them. It's about what your decision, how strong you are. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Respect. I respect that. But another thing is what you said is somebody may love you, but you gotta first love yourself. But the one that gets me, man, is I'm looking at these kids over here. The one that gets me, man, is that the unreported number of kids that are homeless. And that's the one that we don't even talk about, bro. I mean, you bring in a light a lot of stuff, right? Especially military, coming back home, they basically are just dropped back into society, and they don't know how to function.
Right.
But it's kids, man. That's the one that's really got me. That last year we had over 2,000 kids reported homeless in the DMV. 2,000.
And what would you think? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to grasp this. Outside of, like, if your parents was killed, Like, I really don't get it. I don't get how we can have kids or adults. I mean, with adults, a lot of times it's their pride, their ego, and their decisions, and their choices. Because when we said drugs, that's an addiction. So you chose to do a drug and continue to do it. And then you pretty much, you shut everybody out, because most times a parent or a brother or a sister or a friend tries to tell you not to do that. You still continue to do that. And you don't have, again, self-love and self-worth. And listen to all this stuff. It's self. You know what I mean? A lot of times when dealing with this, that's why, like, when we talk about it, I would more so see the children. But my first question is, so you can finish, is like, how do kids get there other than with parents being dead or incarcerated?
Several factors. Thanks for bringing that up. Can I just go there?
Mm-hmm.
The family is dysfunctional, man. You know, and I'm gonna just go ahead and be gully, man. When you took the black man out of the family, and I don't care who don't like this, but you know, when they systematically decided to break up the black family,
Mm-hmm.
and by taking the black man out and making him a victim,
Mm-hmm.
a victim. That's where it started, man, because you don't have the black male presence in the house. Especially you have a young black man. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know what an example of being a male is. So he's relying on the mother. What happens is they get disenfranchised because mother going to say something and he going to look at her like, you don't know about being a man. You don't know about being on these streets like this, that, and the other. So what do?
He leave. But see, again, I hate to say it, man. It's choice, bro. I cannot stand these bad choices because it's just hard, bro. Like, because we choose, like we would make a real issue out of this, right? So we were looking for funding, we would look for programs, we would look for all this stuff. But what you said is exactly what we need. We need functionality in the family. That's where every situation that we have. We don't eat right. We don't save, we don't build, we don't invest, we don't do. All of this stuff comes from the individual choices of people, and these are the repercussions. The only difference between somebody who's homeless, whether they ran away, whether they were addicted and just gave up on life, that person who choosing to continue to go, they just love their job. They rather have money. That's what it looked like to me. Because a lot of people have the same mentality. They don't have no goal. They're not waking up every day and getting into some type of spirituality or living their life according to a religion. They literally going through the flow. They just got a roof over their head. That's what I see on a day-to-day is just bad choices. It's just bad choices from people who have a roof over their head. I just hate the fact that we have these type of situations, and they really can be fixed with family. You know what I mean? Like, literally family. That's not just relatives. Yeah,
there you go, man. And that's the bottom line right there. Unity. Because the three of us could make a difference with a mad number of people. Just what you're doing right now, you know? And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. But it's just like, if we would just wake up and come together. One of the things that we teach in our program is teach one, reach one, help one, make a difference. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, teach, reach, help, make a difference. If we do that, man, if we would do that every day, just with one person, think about the difference. There's 365 days in a year. 2 brothers, multiply that by 2.
Right.
2 more brothers, multiply that by 2. We could probably fix the problem. We could fix the problem if we would apply the proper solution. Teach one, reach one, help one, fix one. That's it. You know, we don't want to do that. Because, like, we see somebody on the street, it's like it's a process to go and grab somebody, say, and get to know what their background is.
Right.
You know, were you in the military, or did you come from a dysfunctional family? You don't want to go through all that.
Right.
What you want to do is you want to try to fix the problem immediately. This is not a microwave fix. It ain't gonna get fixed like that. You got to go through the process, man. Walk with that brother. Get to that, as you said, that trauma. Get to that trauma. Get that resolved, and then show self-worth. So then he gets some value. Then he'll see some brothers like you, like, oh, this is what it is about economic empowerment, entrepreneurship. This is the way to go? Yeah, that's the way to go. And I say what Barack Obama said in 2012. The next level to economic empowerment is entrepreneurship. You can work for somebody for 20 years, but guess what? When that IRA run out, economic, you got to, you know. And if we would invest in one another,
Cause that's another example.
You know?
Those that get laid off.
what happens when that money runs out? Unemployment, 52 weeks.
Yeah.
And after that 52 weeks, they be like, well, I'm sorry, we can't extend you, Mr. Davis. I'm be like, well, what am I going to do? I can't get a job.
Yeah. They leave you with nothing. But
Who can't get a job? I just want to know what people can't get a job.
yeah, go ahead, say that again. Say that.
I'm trying to figure out who, cause
that's
it's just hard for me,
man.
man. It's so hard for me to wake up every day and be a man. It's hard for me to be the victim, bro. It's so hard for me, especially at this time in life. I'm so tired of hearing about 400 years. I'm so tired of hearing people who choose to let their ego and their pride make you run away from authority. How dare you talk crazy to your mom and want to move out? How dare you? You can't do that. That's not the way life goes, bro. And then we create. But now, don't get me wrong. Inflation is high and all that. And my answer for inflation has always been group economics.
Yeah.
In our community, you can't live 5-bedroom, 10 people. Why not?
Why not?
Why can't we think about the greater good? If we have to think about everybody, that's the problem. You got one family member who is good, then you got somebody who would rather live on the street than deal with this family member.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of stuff that's really going on, and then it's adding to these numbers. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, inflation is high. I seen it. I lived in L.A., and that's like I ain't never seen homelessness like that in my life. 1 bedroom in L.A. is $1,800, $2,000.
And it's madness.
But
It's
the fact that we
madness.
don't have families, I ain't gonna front. Dysfunctional, you can call it what you want. We don't have families. Straight up. We got cliques.
Yeah.
And I live in it. I'm gonna talk about mine first, okay? It's literally a bunch of cliques. And when you are right, and when you talk that God talk, and when you are younger, your point, your voice goes out the window to seniority in our community. And a lot of times the seniority in our community is based on thinking that is outdated. It's based on ways that are outdated. We've seen that happen. I'm trying to tell you there's a generational gap. That's why some of the homelessness is coming with the younger people, because you don't hear me. You don't feel me. You just talking at me. Things don't work that way no more. For somebody to tell you back in the day and come now and tell me by the time I was 30, I had a house. I had 3 kids. I was able to look at the bees. No, don't flag them. That's my boy. But that's where we at. And then we don't have no humility. You know what I mean? We want it fast. How can you be 16 and talk to me like you lived the life I lived? You know what I'm saying? And I see this on the day-to-day. And the reason why I'm saying this is because somebody need to hold the mirror up to us. You know what I mean? When I speak, I'm speaking on our numbers and our decision making. And sometimes you have to be humble and you got to go through the struggle in order to get to where you're going. It may not be comfortable. That's the thing. But this is in the Bible. It tells you got to go through uncomfortable situations. This is in the Circle 7. If you really have faith, then you're willing to go through the storm. So that means if you had a bed and just a bed, no TV, might be 16 feet by 16 feet in a room. Guess what? Be thankful that you got a roof. We got to get to there. You know what I mean?
Not there, bro. They're not there. And what you just said, you got a 5-bedroom house, and I know they're gonna look at me. 5-bedroom house, 10 people, bro. We used to do that.
Yes, we did.
We used
Yes,
to
we
do
did.
that. We used to do that, doc. And guess what? And we was good.
Real good.
We was good. Now, try to do that, man. Man, they'll call the enforcement on you, bro. They'll call people in on you. Be like, nah, man, you got too many people occupying this space. When I bought it, when I paid $400,000 and said, okay, I'm gonna move all my folk in, and they be like, no, y'all got too many occupants there, too many occupants in that house.
Right.
Where you get that from? And again, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's like the Jones effect, man. But the people down the street, they living in the same $400,000 house, but there's only 2 of them. So now I'm going to get that stigmatism. Man, I want to live like them.
Yes. Yeah, we trying to keep up.
For what?
I don't know.
For
I
what?
couldn't tell you,
'Cause-
be honest, I couldn't tell you this to save my life. I thrive off of being amongst people. I thrive off of working together. I literally thrive off of it. My whole life, I've gravitated to teams because of domestic violence, because of having family everywhere but the city I'm in, the state that my mom chose. So I gravitate towards that. But then even more, I just believe our souls, our spirits, and what we were designed for was to work together, was to cultivate the land, was to teach each other. Okay, you don't know? Let me teach you. And guess what? You know something that I don't know. It's scary out here right now as well. There's another reason why I feel people would be at homeless in that position, because people also don't know how to be humble when getting help. You getting help knowing you need the help, and you're talking crazy to people providing you the help. That doesn't make sense. It's like you want to be, and in social media, it plays a lot to do with your pride and your ego, because you feel like you got to keep up, like you said, with the Joneses. But I mean, even last season and the season before, and like you said, our last episode was literally about having the fathers in the household. That's the number one problem with everything. Whether it be homelessness, whether it be the way we eat, whether it be child pregnancy, whether it be the homicides, it's because there's no discipline and structure in that house. It's nothing but feelings and emotions. And that's why a bunch of little boys are running around like little girls, and they are killing and shooting and acting out like their mother would. You know what I mean? And that's a problem. I know we getting
Fat, man.
close to the end.
Man.
Y'all
Hey,
drop some knowledge,
well,
man. Y'all
we
dropping knowledge.
always want to appreciate our guests, man, and we appreciate your opinion, your perspective, what you do, and the outreach. Man, it's gonna be a lifelong battle, bro. It's one battle that we can't fix. Sorry to say it, but it's one battle we can't fix. It got to be some like my brother, like somebody always says, bro. It start with the man in the household, and it also starts with the man decisions too. So as always, man, we as we go into this, man, every week, we always want to encourage you to continue to stay positive, man. Do something positive, whether it's physical, mentally, emotionally. You want to do something to feed that, feed it, man.
And before you
really
finish,
feed it.
Since this is a voting time and all that, you have to think about homelessness not as our problem. It's their problem, because outside is their backyard. So if you're driving downtown in the city and it's messing up the way the city looks, that's where you should be at your town hall meetings, and you should be worrying about people's policy and stuff if things really matter to you. Me, I ain't got time to wait. I'm not waiting for reparations. I ain't waiting for the president. I ain't waiting for Jesus. I ain't waiting for Moses. I'm going to put it on me and the Most High, and I'm going to pray, but I'm going to do the work. Because that is the problem. You have to be the change you want to see, and too many people are afraid to be the change. We do have programs that they're creating. They have mental health care. They have affordable housing. But you have to get on these boards. You have to go to these PTA meetings, these town hall meetings. But your voice has to be heard. As far as the fathers and the men that think like me, it's time for us to do something about it. And if you're looking to see what you can do about it, clean up your life. Trust me, you don't know how powerful it is to become somebody who can help without hurting you. We can't keep helping other people too and then hurting us, because then you wind up in a situation. Now you homeless, they good, and they ain't helping you. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be, as men, we got to step up. We got to help each other. We got to become support systems to one another like we see for these women. And somewhere in here, I don't know how hard we got to pray, but women have to realize that you need a man in a child's life, or stop letting a man come inside of you and stop creating babies. Let's just nip it in the bud.
Again, decisions. But 988.
Yes.
That's our emergency mental health line, man. So, in doubt, if you struggling, if you are homeless and need some help with your mental or anything of that nature, before you cross the line and do something to harm yourself, you can also call that line.
I know we're gonna have to do a part 2, because there's tons of stuff that we didn't touch, as far as like with Japan and some of the majority of population, how they own their homes opposed to renting. But if we don't get a grasp up on the things that we're going through, we're all gonna be homeless or just renting. We ain't gonna own nothing coming soon. So please continue to watch. If you're gonna watch the replay, put #replay. We like to thank our guests. beautiful brother. Thank
Yes,
you for
Mr.
being
David
here.
Davis.
Mr. Davis, we appreciate you. We got to have you back on. And do remember, if y'all remember from a couple seasons ago, we did interview Pinky, and she is at a homeless shelter in PG County, Prince George County, for men. So, I mean, only thing we can do is put the resources out there. But what we can do as people is clean up our act. Open up a Bible for a change. Open up a Torah. Open up a Circle 7.
Open up a dictionary.
I guarantee you that you'll realize, though, that your life is supposed to be of service. So you're supposed to be giving your life away to people. You're supposed to be supplying that extra bedroom. You're supposed to be supplying that extra meal. There should never be nobody homeless in our community if we really love each other like we say. Remember Black Fist? Remember BLM? Remember James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud? Where did the love go? I want to know. I want the actions. I don't want the words no more. I don't want no more signs. I don't want no more fists. I don't want no more songs. I just want people to really love each other. Prove it.
That's a fact.
Prove it, bro. You can hate me all you want, but prove your love for your family. Save your family. Let's start there. Save your community.
Yeah.
It
So
can
this
start
is
there.
your Leaders Only digital show and podcast. We stream every Sunday at 2. We appreciate you joining us on season 5, episode 2, man. We took a long journey, took a long wait, man, but we are back and we are in full effect. So if you're watching on our live stream every week, you can always catch us with our media team filming, Tone Drone, and we also are brought to you by What a Change Mentoring Inc.
Yes.
I'm your host, Kendall.
And I am Samaj. And please email us at leadersonly22@gmail.com. Any events, any topics, any things that you request, things that we could get better on, things that we could help out in the community. And before we do go, how can we get in contact with you? How can we help what you have going on?
You can reach me at outreachmpbcdc.org.
Okay.
Outreachmpbcdc.org.
And the main focus is the kids?
Main focus is everybody.
Okay. Okay.
You know, my love is for kids.
Mine too.
And grandfather couple, but I'm just saying everybody, man, because, bruh, you just don't know. That one person that you reach might be that person that makes the change.
That's facts.
sir.
That's facts. And like he said, man, in order to change, and if we know we need change, we need to wake up and be changed. And we also need to realize that this is a serious matter. You know what I'm saying? There should not be nobody. I'm telling you, bro, it's weird to me that you have people that feel like they have nobody. We gotta do better.
Yeah,
There's
and
no
also,
way we were born and that can be happening.
And also, if anybody's watching, and if you are an outreach source or can help
please.
with the homeless or anything that we haven't expressed or we don't have the resources to give, can you please email us at leadersonly22@gmail.com with them
financial
sources, please.
advisors,
Thank you.
emotional support therapists, because as he said, it's going to take us to get emotionally aware to actually care. So we got to get through the trauma, we got to get through the PTSD, we got to get through these things, and then we're going to have to figure out how to work that dollar we keep on spending, because we do have the highest spending limit in the United States, but we have the least wealth. And that ain't adding up. Math ain't mathing. So thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Have a great week. We'll see y'all next week. Please share this. It doesn't hurt. The number one thing you can do is get our message out so we can talk to more like-minded people and get these numbers out. This message.
Man. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, click the bell. Peace.